So let's talk about how to address these obsessive thoughts that kind of start to rule your life, rule your day, rule your mood. I know for me on my journey, it was the thoughts that was the hardest thing for me to get a handle on. I didn't think I had any control over it. And most of my clients, that's what their biggest complaint is all the thoughts, the 24/7 obsession, them showing up in their dreams, the songs, the numbers, their name everywhere. It's very normal. And you want this to happen because it's going to teach you a lot of things and help you master your mind and master the parts of you that clearly needs some more work. And we're just going to use a twin flame as a way to get at understanding ourselves more. So the first thing you want to do when you've recognized that you're obsessing way too much and it's no longer any fun and you want to do some other things with your life is we want to zoom out and we're going to map and observe the thoughts and the voices. Let's just start with where they are in your body. Where are you most of the day with these obsessive thoughts? I was in my head spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning so much. I was getting headaches. I couldn't focus at work. And it was all just thoughts spinning and spinning. And it was a very interesting sensation because I've never hyper focused on anything like that before. And I would feel it in my head, and then I would feel all the feelings like in my chest and in my stomach because the thoughts would either give me joyful thoughts or they would give me hopeless despair thoughts, and that would cause a reaction in my body. So it was just this weird ping pong game of crazy thoughts and then feelings in my body and just emotions flying everywhere. There was no inner adult in my system. There was no grounded source of peace or anything like that. So just watch how this thing that we say is a spiritual, beautiful connection turns into a mental prison and a mental war. And that's the people side of us. And that obsession is that's where all of our growth is, the work is. So once you've kind of mapped out where all this stuff is in your body, and you can just as you go about your day, start like noticing and writing down, is it in my head? Is it my stomach? Do I feel sick to my stomach? I watched that tarot card reading and they said we're not going to be together, or I called that psychic, or I had this dream, and then, watch the reaction in your body. So the second thing you want to do is start to again map out and listen to these voices. So these voices are just coming in left and right. Maybe one day it's predominantly one voice, the next day it's another voice, and they're very loud. You can't miss them. And until you get kind of control over the system, they're just going to flood you with their thoughts, their feelings, their physical sensations. So most people have, it ranges from like extreme ecstasy joy down to hopelessness and despair. And what triggers that is, do they love us? Are they coming back? Is it my twin flame, joy or despair? And you want to like sit with each voice as it comes up and start mapping it out. Some people say head versus heart. You can start hearing other people's voices. You can hear like your friends saying, stop talking about this. This guy's a loser. You can have a researcher part that's always looking up twin flame stuff or researching their social media and Googling them. You can have an internal skeptic that's like, I don't even believe in this twin flame stuff. This is crazy. Just start like mapping them out and then getting their evidence and getting what their thoughts are on this situation. And you can even give each one a different page in your journal, just so you just kind of start to understand what voices, what parts of you are most active on your twin flame journey. And you want to know, you're curious. You've got an inner child that you can talk to, many different ages. I mean, it's incredible what's inside of you and these different parts. And then we want to, once we've kind of mapped out those different voices, we want to go and focus on each voice and maybe the role in the system. So maybe the skeptic is like, hey, I'm here to keep you in line, make sure you don't get hurt. The joyful, ecstatic part is like, I'm here because this is what life is all about. It's a soul connection. No one, very few people feel this. And, this is so important to us. This is what we've looked for our whole life. And you want to start noticing how they interact, the head versus the heart. Is there an internal bully? Does the depressed one bring the whole system down? Is there a part of you that just wants to, block this person and never talk to them again? Who's doing that? And you're looking to see how each part makes you feel, and then how the other parts make each other feel. And it's important when you sit with them at this stage is just to listen, just to give them a platform. And then I promise you, they will stop flooding you in the middle of a work meeting. Whether you get a text from them or not, when you think you're supposed to get a text, it lessens everything. But you really have to work at it. And again, come at these parts, these voices, with a lot of respect. You're not trying to change them. You're not trying to make them understand or make them more realistic or trying to do anything with them. We're just learning these thoughts so that our inner adults, our wiser self, can start to kind of control and orchestrate. So that's kind of the next step, is finding the inner adult, which is you, hopefully, or maybe someone else that you're working with, because we need to start having a leader in this group, someone who can lead us through this journey, someone who is very compassionate, empathetic, a good listener, a wise leader is what you're looking for. And a lot of times that leader part can't speak because all the other parts are speaking. So that's one way to get to the heart of these obsessive thoughts. We want to know what they are, give them a platform and space and respect, and then watch how they develop.